Century Consolidated Drainage District meeting called to order. Mr. Shake Snyder, can you do invocation?
Dear Lord, we want to thank you for all the good things you've given us in this parish, all the benefits you've given us, all the people that you've given us. We'd like to ask you to please allow us to make good decisions in this meeting tonight, and that everyone that leaves here goes home safely. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Mr. Shake Snyder here. I'm here. Mr. George Redelia, Westside Coordinator is here. Craig Anderson, DPW Westside Manager, and Mr. Ronnie Fairchild, Parish President. Parish DPW Director. All right. Moving on, accepting the minutes of January 10th of 2013.
So moved.
Second that. Motion passed to accept the minutes. Master Drainage, right-of-way / coverage. Mr. Ronnie Fairchild.
Yeah, we spoke, council member, about we'd like to try to work some of this out before we declare them. So that's what we've been working on.
Correct. So, all right. So we're just keeping that, and we're going to leave that in negotiation with our attorney.
Right.
Okay. All right. Item number 5, that'd be 7th Street drainage problem. That's the update with the city of Downsonville. Mr. Ronnie Fairchild.
Yeah, we have one contractor that visited the site. He has the video of the pipe, and he visited with Craig and Spencer, both on site, and he's going to go back to his office and possibly work us up a price that's to line it. He said from looking at the brochure, he's going to go back and look at the disc, and said just looking at the brochure, he thought he could he'd line it, but he wanted to look at the disc first before he could tell us anything for sure. And far as our contractor coming in and trying to do any excavating to dig down to it, price-wise, we won't be able to get that because it's going to be, we won't be able to get a solid price. They would want to do it as a cost plus. Come in and do a job and add their percentage after because they don't know, they don't want to go to it in the blind. They don't know what kind of work it would be. You know, if they had some print or something to work off of, it would be different. But I talked to a couple of contractors. They would do it what they call cost plus.
Okay.
No solid figure.
Mr. Chairman, we did follow your instructions, and we met with the mayor and the city engineer, and this is how we derived that Ronnie would go ahead and get the estimates, okay? So the mayor was involved in the total process with us.
All right.
All right.
So that soil, that soil-borne stuff, compact or check that was,
He didn't, the mayor didn't want to do
I
that.
just,
No.
that's what I want to know. I just want to make sure that was brought up in the meeting.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
this, okay.
Was brought up.
Commissioners, and we need to be careful with the cost plus. I mean, I don't think you can just go out and do a cost plus contract as a public body.
But that's the only way you're going to get that job done. So,
We're not gonna leap in anything, we're just gonna get the
I
numbers.
think
We'll
you
get
need to be
something in
careful
writing,
doing
that's
that
all.
because you got,
Well, we have to approve it before we.
right, and there's going to be some kind of scope of work that would have to be approved with a budget.
That's a blank check. You know, you
Yeah.
sign a check.
All right. So we can leave that item on agenda. Item number 6, the smoke bin update. Mr. Ronnie Fairchild.
Okay, in your package, you'd ask for a cost on the Barcelona east side of the road and the west side of the road. I have a rough draft from Dow. Total package would be about $500,000 to do both sides of the road, to contract it out.
All right. Mr. Ronnie, on this project here, is this also with the frontage of Highway 1? Because those covers right there, we fix all that with proper pipe, but when we get in the front, they are reduced too, in the front right there.
I'm pretty sure that was all in the study because it wasn't used to improve everything. I'll double check on that.
Yeah, because that's the biggest thing. Once it get up to the front right there, if those pipe is too small, we still got the same problem of
Right.
that whole area flooding back to the back.
I'll double check, but I thought that was all included. I thought they went all the way to the pipe that goes under one. Best
Okay,
I can remember, but I'll double check.
If you confirm that, and
gotcha.
we can leave this and make sure this is in our package next meeting, so we can further discuss it on that. Okay? Mr. Shakespeare, you have any questions? All right. Item number 7 is,
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I think I sent an email to Jody Chenier with St. James in regard to the survey that they did in their parish, Bayou Napoleon, Bayou Verret. I sent his cover letter back to him, reminding him that we would have a meeting sometime after the holidays. He told me that he would send me a note back saying he was going to go ahead and organize a meeting and set a time. So at least Ronnie and I will be sure and attend that meeting, and we'll invite you guys if y'all want to come when it's done.
Mr. George, definitely, I'd like to be invited to that meeting. And the reason, got a phone call the last 2 days that have some investors would like to build some homes in that area, and that Verret Canal is an issue. We need to look at that drainage, and it goes in that area. That's where it drains to, so, you know, I would definitely like to be at that meeting.
We all know the problem. You can't drain the bathtub if you don't pull the plug.
All right.
So as soon as I get any word on that at all, we'll let you know. Okay?
I had also met with Frankie Sotel Jr., and he wants to get with the property on the large timber on in the area and St. James Assumption and take a field trip for us to physically go and look. So he's supposed to line that up in the next couple of weeks.
Okay,
Now, we're going to physically go ride and look for ourselves.
all right, and,
Question.
go ahead, Mr. Shakespeare.
Ronnie, what is the elevation right there by Barrett, let's say around the jail and everything? You know?
Not offhand, I don't know.
Can we just get some general, nothing, just something off of the line or on GPS the parish has? I just want to see how much range we have from the time it gets down to St. James, because it all goes into Lake DeSalmon and all, so.
It should be on our prints on our master plan for Barrett's.
Okay.
It went all the way in with it. It's on our prints.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I have a copy of those prints in my office. so
Yeah, just
anytime
some
you wanna
people
come
have
by and look
asked,
at
and
it.
I was just curious.
well, and if, I have to agree with Mr. Shakespeare, if we could get some numbers and study of what have been happening in the past in that area, would definitely give us a better picture of what's going on there, because like I
We should
said,
have all that in the master
Yeah.
plan drawings.
because that hotel down there, when it rained, it become a nightmare. Now they're starting to park cars on the main highway 70, you know, it's just,
Always have, since they opened.
I know it's all in conservation district, back in the 90s, was working on, no matter what it's, so you might want to go back, talk to
Okay.
them, and
Go
talk to
back.
different people, but there's been a lot of studies done in that area.
It all goes back to,
Where we had.
Bayou Verret
all
going
back
into-
All the way back to Lake Desire.
Yeah.
All the problems, there's nowhere to water.
there's no real incentive for St. James. I mean, the less water that goes through there, the less water that comes on them, so it's,
Right
you
there,
know,
with the trailer sales and all that, it's always been an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the water out.
The only thing for the motel, I want their discharge line, maybe put a flap on it and have their own little sump pump to keep the parking lot, right, keep the water from backing up out of Barrett. Put a flap on it and then have a little sump pump or something to pump the water out.
Yeah.
And what I see, it just comes in through their discharge line.
yeah.
well, and that's, I'm saying, that's where most, in that stretch from
It comes over.
It overflows.
between the,
Yeah, it comes over from the big
The
ditch.
canal floods so bad it overflows the bank and goes down, and then it's downhill to the parking lot. From the motel, it's downhill to the parking lot. It's a problem, but it all, like I said, it's the
It goes
bathtub.
all the way back up to St. Jude.
Yeah, it's the bathtub, yeah.
okay. Item number 8, report, Mr. George Redelia, West Side Coordinator.
Okay, I have a couple of things, and real quickly, since I'm surprised we didn't get asked this question before. We are all set up to start on the Central Canal job. However, the piece of equipment broke, and if I'm not mistaken, they needed a bearing, and they were trying to overnight it to get it in. And as soon as that bearing came in, then they would move the equipment over and start the job. That's the only holdup we had that broke. You know.
Can I ask a question? Okay, that overnight, how many overnight that was?
Well, I kind of asked the same question. I think what happened was they thought it was going to be overnight, and then they couldn't the guy that said, yeah, didn't have it or something. That is about correct.
Right. I think the mayor come in today.
All right, because, I mean, you know, last night was a scary night for me, you know, in that community right there. All that rain came down. I look at my yard in the middle of the night and seeing a lot of water. I say, uh-oh.
I understand. I walk around the courthouse and there's several of them that live here. So I get it every day.
So-
But it's close now, and I just want to let you guys know that as soon as they get that bearing chain, which shouldn't be that bad of a job, then
I
next
spoke-
week you should better start.
I spoke with the shop supervisor today, this afternoon.
And legal-wise, we all taken care, all it is up to the DPW equipment and manpower now.
Right.
All right,
Everything's lined up. I spoke with the supervisor. They're ready to move. We just need the equipment.
okay. Thank you on that, George. Appreciate that.
Okay, next thing is, I contacted the Bayou Lafourche Freshwater District regarding, once again, if they had any information from the railroad on where they're going to give right of entry, or they were going to clean the cupboards themselves. They have not received any information. That was the first of the year I contacted them. I contacted them again this week, and their attorney, Freshwater District Attorney, Mr. Marino, wrote me back and said he still has heard anything, and he's fixing to pursue it a little harder. So, we're stuck. They won't let the Freshwater District go on their property. They do have the diver's report, which is a little bit more lenient, I think, than what the diver actually told me, but that's another story. So we're at a standstill. We're at the mercy of the railroad, okay? They are aware of that. Along with that, the Bayou Lafourche Freshwater District now has a new executive director. His name is Ben Malbrough. I met with him. He sat in my office for about an hour. I don't know if he's going to come back, because I did give him I want him to understand the relationship we've had, and we want to keep that relation up. We have a good one. Mr. Chasson did a lot of work with us. He watched the bayou often, and when heavy rains come, I didn't even have to call him anymore. The pumps were shut down, and we have not had a bad condition like we did in past years in recent times, okay? And we wanted to continue that. They're not sure, from what I'm understanding, I'm not sure that Mr. Chasson is going to be retained. There's a position for him, and that's going to be decided in about 90 days. That's it. That's all I have.
Okay.
Just to let you know, Mr. Marlboro is very highly
Yes, he comes,
thought of, very much so. Hopefully.
I'm not questioning his qualifications.
I understand.
What I'm questioning is the relationship. Can we maintain the relationship?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so.
All right. Joyce, thank you for your report.
You're welcome.
Mr. Craig Anderson?
Well, Ken had asked me about the canal back at Aben Park when the water was backing up. Well, I walked it a little bit, further as I could. Got a little debris in it, but the problem is like the water can't get to St. James like it's supposed to in the Bayou Verret. Once it start backing up.
Yeah. Well, we just, and thank you, Craig, I appreciate it, that we just need to let, it gets scary from the residents to call as the water starts getting up back there. They just need to get an idea about when it's going to stop, and so, if it be something on your list, whenever we do get some high waters, you just touch base with them and say, look, it looks like it's going to be here, or they just need a little bit reassurances, because it gets a scary situation. It gets close.
In a couple of weeks, we're gonna get our big machine and trying to get some of the debris out of it.
But I'm like you, it's mostly backwater from Barrett, so. I appreciate your effort, and they really, the folks down there really appreciate you coming out and reassuring them. It gets scary.
On that note, Mr. Ronnie, I know you was talking about that, doing that little tour. Did we invite our state rep and our senator to tour with us in that area?
I can get back with Frank and see who, he basically said St. James Assumption and Ascension.
Yeah, well, they represent all those areas, and I done been in that in that area and toured it myself personally, and that'd be a very interesting trip for them to go there.
Sure. Yeah, Troy Brown and a few of the others.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Anderson?
That's it.
Mr. Ronnie Fairchild, any? Good. All right. Item number 9, set date and time for next meeting. That would be next month. I don't have one on front of me.
I think you go to Washington,
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, the first week of
yeah.
March.
be back.
March 7th would be next Thursday. I mean, would be the next meeting, normal scheduled meeting.
Yeah, March 7th.
Oh,
You going to DC, King?
yeah. Oh, you'll be back? Okay, we'll be back.
All right. So we're gonna schedule it for the March 7th, 5:15,
That'd be fine.
right here. All right. Item number 10,
Move to adjourn.
meeting adjourned.